Hello everyone, this is a video tutorial on how to make a simple 3D intro using Blender and Sony Vegas Pro. I hope you'll enjoy it. So inside Blender we're going to select the camera and we are going to change the location of the camera. Now we are going to select the cube and press delete, and we're going to add a plane. We'll rotate the plane by pressing R, then X, then 90. Now we will change the location of the plane and make it a little bit bigger. By pressing 0 we can get into camera view and look how it looks like. And now we will change the color of the plane to black. And now we will add in some text. We'll press R, X and then 90. Now press 0 to get into camera view and tab to edit your text. Press tab again after editing. Now we're gonna move this to the side so it matches the screen nicely. Now we will add another text and we're gonna press R, X and then 90 again. Now we're gonna go tab and we're gonna make some nice text in it as a second part of our text. We're gonna move this again and we will add in another text, and that's gonna be the third and last part of our text. Or, well, we're gonna press tab and edit again, and we're gonna press tab to get out of edit mode again. We're gonna press R, X, 90 and we're gonna move it to the side again. Now we will extrude all of the text by going into the text properties, and we're gonna click on the extrude and type in O.1. Now we're gonna do this for all three parts of the text so we can get a nice depth in the text. Now we are going to change the font of the text to make it look a little bit more fancy. We're going to select our text. We're going to go to fonts and we're going to click that nice fancy button. We're going to go into Windows and then fonts. And now we're going to select a nice fancy font. You can download fonts from dafont.com if you don't have a nice one. And we are going to do this for all three parts of the text again. Now if you want to go experimenting, you can also go with an extra font for the second part. Like mine, it's the X, and I'll be changing that to a different font later in this video. Now we will press S and scale up the second part of the text, and we will position that so it matches all of the text. Now if we press F12 we will see an example of how it renders out, but we don't have lightning yet, so we're gonna zoom out and we're gonna change that light bulb so it comes closer to our text, and we're gonna press F12 again after we position it right. And as you can see, that looks pretty good. Now we're gonna position the light so it looks a little bit nicer, and well, you'll see. And now we are going to add in a lamp, and that lamp is called a spot because you want a little spotlight on it. Now we're going to position this a little bit better so it shines from beneath it. And now we will rotate it by clicking R, then X and then moving the mouse along. Now we're going to press R again, then Z and then moving the mouse so it shines from the side. Now we will change the color of the light, and we're going to change it to a light blue. And now as we render that out, you will see it looks nice and has a little shine from beneath it. Now we will start animating our objects. We will select the first part of the text and we're going to move it to the front. Then the second part we will also move that to the front. Then the third part we will also move that to the front. Now we're going to move the first and third part of the text up and the second part down. Now we're going to press N, we're going to select the first part and we're going to make that 0 degrees, and we'll do that for the third part too. Now the second part, we will make that a turn of 180 degrees. Now we will select the first and third part and we will move it up so it isn't visible on the actual camera. Now we will click the little red button and we're gonna just click the blue arrow, and we're gonna do that for all three of the parts. Now we will drag that stripe up to keyframe 100, and what we're gonna do now is we're gonna click that blue arrow again, and now we will manually change the position of the second part again. Now by pressing Shift and F we can freely move around, so let's just try that. And now we will change the turn of the second part. We'll change that to 90. As you can see, we now animated the second part. Okay, so now we will be animating the other parts of the text just the same way as we did with the previous one. So if we render that 100 frame out, you'll see that everything basically stayed the same, but everything before that 100 frame changed. So if you go back, you see that it's now animated, which is really awesome, and it's basically what the point of the intro is. Now something that is quite important for this intro is to not let it be too long, so that's why we're gonna make the end on the 150 frame. Now we will render our intro out, and we're going to do that by going into the render settings. We're going to leave most of it because it's perfectly fine. We're going to change the output to AVI RAW, and we're going to give it a different file direction. Now what we are going to do is click the animate button, that one, yes, good. And now the animation will render out, and this might take a while, kind of depends on how quick your computer is. Mine isn't that quick and it took me about maybe 5 minutes. Now we will go into Sony Vegas Pro, and if you don't have it you can find on the internet how to get it for free. I mean, we're just gonna import our file into it. Mine's saved on the desktop. We're gonna drag it into the timeline. And if we play it out, looks pretty much awesome. Now the power of this simple intro lays in its music, so that's what we're gonna add on first. And we're gonna pick some nice music that fits a little bit with the intro, and I don't know exactly what I'm choosing for. We'll see. And it looks like I went for the Deadmau5 title. Pretty cool, kinda fits with the nice blue glow, I thought. So yeah, we're gonna make that a nice size, and after that we are going to zoom in a little bit, and we're gonna make some nice fade outs. Now what I did in this video was that I put in some extra sound effects, which are really awesome, but you do kinda need to have them. I got them from Project 4D, but you can't really download them anymore as the download links were taken down. So that's too bad. If you can find them anywhere, just really use them. Okay, so now we're gonna do something else that is quite important. We're gonna make the transition from where it is animated to where it's standing still. We're gonna do that by adding in a TV look, and we're gonna put that on our intro made from Blender, and we're gonna click animate. Okay, so the first frame is gonna be default. We don't want anything over there yet. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna find out what's gonna be our next frame, and we're gonna do that by clicking that away. And as you can see, mine's on 329. Yours might be a little bit different, probably not, but well, you can keep it at 329 for the ease of things. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna type in 3.29. Yes, that should be right. And then we're gonna click that plus, and we're gonna add in a keyframe. Then after that we're gonna zoom in, and I'm gonna do it totally wrong right here, I can already tell you that. Yep, because because we want to go to a different keyframe. Well, we're going to zoom in and we're going to move that arrow and we're going to move it 1 frame. As you can see, I'm terribly failing at it. That's 1 too far, excuse me. Yes, now it seems like you've got the heck of it. We're going to add that plus again. Then the second frame, the one at 329, is going to be bad sync. And then we will if you have added static in there, then you should end the keyframe where the static ended. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter, you can go anywhere random. You can keep the same one as I do. Well, you could do that, I guess. And we're going to zoom in again. Very good, USB. You've realized how it should be. And you're going to move 1 keyframe. We're going to go to the next keyframe and we're going to add in 1, and that's going to be normal again. So if you look at what happens now, as you can see, on mine it works perfect. Yours might need a little bit tweaking. Well, kind of depends on if you've done exactly what I did. Not, but well, otherwise, well, now we're going to render it out, and loading this up seems to take a while at my computer. There it is. Yes, there we go. Now we're gonna make a nice startup for it, put in a nice directory, and yeah, yes, and we're gonna choose a .wmv, and it's either gonna be 4.8 Mbps HD 720p or the 1080p 24p. That's the best thing because you've rendered it out in Blender as a 24p. And rendering this also might take a while. Really depends on how your computer is, what effects you've used. On mine this took too long, maybe 1.5 minutes. Yeah, thanks for watching, I guess, and I'll see you on the next tutorial, maybe, if I create one. This one took me a long time to create, to edit actually everything together and comment on it. So I'm not sure if I will do another one. Well, you can always leave a suggestion and maybe I'll actually do it. If so, see you next time.